Awesome.
Brilliant. So thank you very much, Nikki. Nikki did the introduction earlier on, whilst we got you on the, or we get you on live.
Sure.
And we appreciate you so much. We've done the intro. We've informed everyone that this would normally be a paid session, but as a as a voluntary thing and as a gesture of goodwill, you're giving us this time, and we appreciate you. We know how busy you are. We know how important you are in the BA scene globally. We know that you rub shoulders with the likes of Laura Bradibeg, which is the world's best. So thank you very much, and we will now leave the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Is everyone in here from the UK?
So I've seen some numbers from Africa, sorry.
Oh, nice, interesting. So is everyone here a business analyst or an aspiring business analyst? Let me know what do you currently do? Angela is aspiring. Abigail says, what does OBAPA mean? I don't know. Did you tell her what OBAPA means? Aspiring.
So OBAPA means a good woman. Yes, OBAPA just is a Ghanaian word. It means a good woman, and as it's a women's platform, we wanted a positive, name for it. As every woman can be good if you can deliver, if you know what it takes to create value in your society. So we'll come back to the OBAPA, what OBAPA is. I'll just put some messages on the platform about what OBAPA is all about. But we learn from each other. We have various training sessions, important, things that can help you develop as a woman. We share various social stuff as well, but the most important thing is to learn through experience, through life's experience. Even organizations learn through lessons, that they go through in their environment. So we do the same thing as well. But this is not about us. This is just letting you know who we are before it's about Eno. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, it's actually about you, everyone that's here. So many aspiring BAs, which is very interesting. Curious to know, why business analysis though? Why business analysis? There's so many other career paths. Why business analysis? Why? Cecilia is interested to know more about business analysis, works in health. David just finished the BA training. Okay. Ufoma is BI, Ima is BA, Abigail is BA. Victor said it doesn't get boring. Jadi says create an impact. Angela says high demand. True, quite true. It definitely is in high demand. Interesting. Anybody else? Why business analysis? Satisfaction, interesting. Provide solutions, high pay, payroll hero. Satisfaction for being part of a solution provider. It is fulfilling. It definitely is fulfilling. Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to get into it. And then of course we can definitely have questions. At the end. We can definitely have questions at the end for sure. All right, so let me try and share my screen. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. So we're here to talk about becoming a business analyst and sustainability is when OBAPA reached out to me, the Good Ladies Club, to speak about this. I was highly honored, and it's definitely one of my favorite things to talk about, being that I am a business analyst and a business analysis coach. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and I currently run the business analysis school. So, it definitely is a path that I am, super, super interested in. So let me know in the chat if this is you. Do you have any kind of work experience, any type of work experience? If you, worked in a company, before, are you passionate about solving problems? Let me know in the chat, give me a yes. Are you interested in how technology could help make our lives better? And then, of course, do you love to make changes to the norm? You love to make changes to things. You like to make everything around you better. Let me know in the chat if that is you. Yes, fantastic. Awesome. So we have the right people here because a lot of these attributes are really, who a business analyst is. Fantastic. Awesome. All right. All right. So now tell me, have you been involved in any of these things? Increasing profits, helping the company increase profits, cost savings, helping the company save on costs, and helping with employee retention, business process improvement, improving the business process, improving productivity, improving solution performance. Have you been involved in any of these? Let me see the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic, fantastic. Awesome. This is interesting. All right. Okay. So have you been involved in customer retention, customer satisfaction, employee attrition, creating a new product or a new service, helping your company to address competitive disadvantage or create a new competitive advantage? Have you? Fantastic. Yes. Okay. Have you been involved in increasing employee satisfaction, helping your company to comply with regulatory policies, improving safety at work, reducing time to deliver a product, implementing a new system or a technology, or doing some market research and user analysis, understanding what our users want? Wow, so many yeses. Fantastic. Awesome. Nana, I see you. Ima, fantastic. All right, Victor, awesome. All right, so I guess, you are already on track because a lot of these things that we've talked about are business analysis skills. So the truth is, every one of us, is a business analyst. That's the truth. Before you, before you even say, oh, I want to become a business analyst, or I'm an aspiring business analyst, you are already a business analyst because you're doing all these things. Right? Because business analysis is not about the job title, and we'll get to learn more about that as we go. So, when you realize that you've already, been carrying out business analysis activities, that sets you well on your way to success, to grow a successful business analysis, career. So what is business analysis? So according to the Business Analysis Book of Knowledge, it is the practice of enabling change in an organizational context, right? So anything that's, anything that we do that we're actually enabling change. We're changing things, changing our process, changing the systems we use, changing our training, manuals, updating the training manuals for, our current workflows, right? We're changing the way we serve our customers. We're upgrading our products. Anything we're doing that has to do with change is business analysis, okay? Whenever we're trying to define needs of our customers, define needs of our stakeholders, whenever we're trying to recommend new solutions to the business, that is business analysis. So anything we're doing and is delivering value to our stakeholders, then that is business analysis. So enabling change is something you should note there in an organization, defining needs, recommending solutions, and delivering value to stakeholders. That is business analysis. And these are a lot of things that we've done. We've all said yes, 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 yes. Well, all these things that we've done are all business analysis. All right. So it's basically a set of tasks and techniques that we use to do all these things. So while we've been doing a lot of these things, and I'm sure we've all had different job titles. What job titles did you, carry out all those tasks under, right? It could have been, it could have been as an accountant, as a sales rep, as a marketing manager, right? As a brand manager. It could be as anything. However, once you start to use some certain tasks and techniques, then we can now say that, this person is a business analyst because they're actually using these prescribed tasks and techniques. Amazing. So Victor, you're in HR. That's interesting to know, right? Because you also said yes to a lot of this change and all of these activities you were carrying out. Okay, so a business analyst is any person who performs BA tasks. So all those things we've talked about, if you've been carrying out those tasks, no matter your job title, no matter your organizational role, you are already a business analyst. So as you can tell, it is not about the job title. Your job title doesn't, matter at all. If you're able to understand the problems of an organization, if you're able to understand the goals that they're trying to achieve, you're able to analyze the needs that they want, the solutions that can help them solve those problems. If you can actually devise the strategies to help them achieve that and drive that change, lead that change, and of course, work with a large team of stakeholders, work with all the people internally and externally that are going to help to drive that change, then you're a business analyst. That's it. That's business analysis. Angela works in health and safety. Interesting. Nana works in HR. So if you have been involved in all of this, then you are a business analyst. You are a business analyst. So somebody talked about, the salary and the pay for business analysts. So because, a lot of the people that, and of course, the person who reached out to me is based in the UK. I was looking at the statistics for BAs in the UK, and the average salary as at 2020 for business analysts in the UK was 74,923 Great British pounds. And that's just the average that a BA would make in the UK as at 2020. Probably would might have increased by 2021. Right. So this is, an idea of what business analysts make. It definitely is a lucrative career path. Like someone said, they wanted, a higher salary. Top industries where BAs work in the UK. Finance sector, 29%, the IT sector, 15%, and then other sectors, 13%. Those were the top industries. Top paying industries where BAs work in the government, training, and other sectors. So the highest paying is the government sector and then the education sector, based on the survey that was carried out last year, 2020. So these are some stats about business analysis. And then in other regions like, America, Canada, Australia, BAs there earn over $100,000. That's the average a BA earns. So imagine, doing all these things currently in your current role, and, now deciding to, get into a role where you can actually use some certain kind of techniques to do those things and earn better. That's really what transition to business analysis is, right? It is being able to leverage the skills and experience you already have, learn the business analysis tools and techniques, merge that together with the right mindset, and you'll be well on your way. And we'll talk more about that in detail, as we go on. So for a lot of the BAs in the UK, only 49% actually have the title of business analyst. Other people have different titles. Some people are in hybrid roles. Some people are project managers, some are systems analysts. So not everybody that is a business analyst would have the title of business analyst. So that's something that's very important, especially if you're an aspiring business analyst, that you don't need to have that title. It's about the tasks and activities that you carry out, on the job, which is more important. So what are the levels that the business analyst can work in? So as you can see, as a BA, you don't need to have the title. If you're carrying out some certain tasks and techniques, then you're well on your way to having a successful business analysis career. So you can definitely work in 3 levels of the business. It could be the strategic level, where you're working with the business for the high level goals and high level plans that they want to achieve, probably midterm to long term. You could be working in the tactical level. The tactical level is, the short to midterm goals of the company that, have to do with maybe our current business year, or, maybe 1 to 2 years. So that's a tactical level. And that's where you would see people in like middle management trying to achieve those business goals that have been set for the year. So that's the tactical level. And the operational level is working in the level of the business, where you're working on day-to-day activities, the things that keep the business running every day at the operational level. So things like HR, things like operations, things like sales, those are very operational. We do that every day, right? Business process improvement, right? If you're working as a BA and your role is to see how you can improve the process of, of our, customer, how we enroll our customers, how we fulfill customers' orders, those are operational tasks. So as a BA, you can work in different levels of the business, depending on the company, depending on your role in the business, depending on the goal the business has. So you can work in any of these levels of the business as a business analyst, as well. So what are the different job titles that you could have as a business analyst? What are different job titles? You could be a business analyst, you could be a product analyst, product manager, data analyst, business intelligence analyst, financial analyst, requirement analyst, requirement engineer, customer experience analyst, user research analyst, product owner, project manager, project coordinator. There are so many systems analysts. There are so many job titles that you could have as a business analyst. And, it's not about the title. Informa said she was BI. Interesting. It's not about the job title. It's really about the task you're carrying out and what you're doing. That is business analysis. So there are other functional BA job titles as well that you may have come across and seen. For example, technology, Salesforce business analyst, SAP business analyst. You could be, you could have learned to use or implement a technology and become a business analyst based on that technology or that solution. So that's also something that you can consider. If you have experience using Salesforce, maybe you can be a Salesforce business analyst, or SAP. You can be an SAP business analyst, or you have experience in a particular domain, right? Banking, you could be a banking business analyst. Healthcare, someone said they work in healthcare. You can be a healthcare business analyst because your knowledge of healthcare in that domain, and as a business analyst, merging that together, you can help, any healthcare institutions with their processes, with their technology, and how they can, save more lives by making things faster and better. So that's the mindset you should have, that you can also leverage the domain that you've worked in, the industries, right? Framework. You could be a BA based on the framework that you know. Maybe you understand the Agile framework a lot, and then you can be an Agile BA, or like they choose to call it digital BA as well. So that is also something. Perspective, right? You could be a data analyst. You can be a business process analyst working in a perspective of business analysis. It could be data, it could be business process, it could be business intelligence, like Ufoma, right? It could be business architecture. So if you have experience in some certain perspectives of business analysis, then you can also choose to focus on those parts. So, that's those are other ways as well that you can actually leverage your experience to get into, business analysis. Okay. So how do you become a business analyst and sustain your role with ease? Now that we, have that understanding of business analysis, now that we know who a business analyst is, what business analysis is all about, the job titles and all of that, how do you become a business analyst and sustain your role with ease? So are you someone who's trying to apply for a BA role? You're looking at BA job descriptions every day. You probably think you're scared. Let me know in the chat. Have you researched business analyst salaries, wondering how you can also become a BA? Are you worried you can't perform BA activities because you lack experience? You feel like you don't have the knowledge of the BA tools? Do you feel like, you've been looking at all the BAs on LinkedIn and wondering how you can do the same? Let me know in the chat, if, this is something that, you're aspiring to be a BA. So let me know. Nana says exactly me. Interesting. I know that because I was an aspiring BA too, so I understand. Probably attended a boot camp. Someone said he's finished the training, but you still lack that confidence in yourself, or you're applying with your current resume, not getting any calls for interviews, or you get interviews, no offer, or you don't even have like the practical experience using the tools and techniques. Because remember, that's what really sets you apart from everybody else. Or you're probably working in a job and you know that you want to change your job, but you don't know how to do it, and you're thinking about business analysis. Or you feel like, you definitely provide a lot of value to your company and you're probably not getting well compensated as a business analyst would, because you're practically doing the same thing. Beatrice said, study the course, no confidence. Caroline lacks the confidence. Ayo says, that's me. Olu says, yes to all of the above. SDSCA, I fall into all the categories. Interesting. Grace, all of the above. Interesting. So I say this because I know, right? I do know, what it's like to actually transition. You're trying to network online, not getting replies from people, not sure how you're going to use LinkedIn. People say they get jobs on LinkedIn. How do you do that? Probably have a LinkedIn profile. Don't get recruiters reach out to you. You're scared to talk to people about your fears and, if they could help you. Not sure if you'd be a good BA, because a lot of times those job descriptions too can be very scary. They'll say master's degree or bachelor's in computer science, computer engineering. They put in all those IT terms on the job description. And you really just want that career change, but you don't know how to go about it. And you really want to live a more fulfilled life. You want to try this business analysis part because it seems like it's something that would make you, that would actually give you that fulfillment you want. So Caroline went through the interview stages and didn't get
My head is hot.
job. Grace did loads of interviews and realized experience was lacking.
Taking look at the man or record, can
Interesting. Please, can you mute someone? Someone is on
mute.
Cecilia says requirements and experience puts me off. DA says, I signed up for school, but wondering if I can do this. Beatrice says, no confidence. Wow, interesting. So I get you, and that's why we're here, right? And that's why we're here to sort of learn more about, the business analysis. So you've been probably wondering, who's this person that's been talking for a while? Well, my name is Eno Eka, and this is me. This is me. My name is Eno Eka. I am actually based in Canada. I'm a business analysis coach and consultant, and my goal is to help more people get into business analysis, grow their income to 6 figures, because it is possible. I used to be an accountant before I became a business analyst, and then I moved to Canada. And in my first 6 months in Canada, I got a 6-figure job in over $100,000. I never knew it was possible with business analysis because back in Nigeria, it wasn't something that was popular. A lot of people didn't understand what business analysis was. People thought I was crazy by going to get a certification in a career path that was not even known in Nigeria. But thankfully, when I moved to Canada, the doors opened up with my business analysis career. And in 2 years, I was able to make $250,000 as a business analyst and as a consultant. So, it is possible. And I want you to be able to open up your mind to the reality that if an accountant could do it, then you can as well. And I've been able to work on so many digital transformational projects that are IT, right? And even though I don't know how to write a line of code, don't know computer science or computer engineering, not interested in that, you can still provide value to the companies, to organizations. Remember what we talked about before, all those things we listed, and you said yes to all those things. Well, those are actually what I do as a business analyst. That's what you will do as a business analyst, okay? So what I do is really specializing in helping professionals leverage their existing skills, because since you already have those existing skills, you can actually use those skills and experience to transition to business analysis. You can use that to grow your income, and attract, global opportunities, because with the business analysis role, you can basically work anywhere, anywhere right now. You can work anywhere. So, this is me. I am a coach. I'm very happy. I love this picture about me because it just makes me smile, knowing that life is better, as a business analyst. So I'm also a course content developer and instructor at University of Manitoba. I teach at the university. I love to teach business analysis. It's something that I'm passionate about. I am director of education with IIBA, the chapter here in my community, Calgary. And then I also have my own consulting company, CEO of Eno Consulting, and then I'm the founder of Business Analysis School. The BA School is basically a global business analysis and agile project management training and coaching company where we're here in Alberta, Canada, but we have students in over 13 countries. The BA School is an IIB endorsed education provider and Scrum study training provider. And because of business analysis and what I do, I've been seen and featured on several online media and publications, over 50 right now, from CTV Calgary, Virgin Radio, Omni TV, Nation News, National Post, Women of Influence, Canadian Immigrants, InfoPlace, IIBA, Forbes, you name it. And that is what, the career and business analysis has done for me. And I hope you could do the same for you as well. So let me share also some things about me. I have definitely won some awards, gotten some recognitions for the work that I do in the business analysis space and in education. So I'm very passionate about business analysis and also educating people, right? I've gotten the Forbes 30 Under 30 awards, Calgary Top 40 Under 41, Investor Women's Network, RBC Women of Influence, Top 100 Women to Watch, Top 8 Women in Business Analysis for 2021, just so many of them. However, all this was really because of the realization that I have so much value to offer. In my organization, I can stand out. In my community, I can stand out. Anywhere I want to be, I can stand out. And I can help other people, teach them how to actually leverage their experience and skills. When I moved to Canada, there were a lot of people just like you who wanted to be business analysts, had no idea how to do it, lacked that confidence. And, it all started with helping these people one by one person, two people, 4, 10, 15, into thousands now of people who have now learned how they can use their existing skills and experience to land a role in business analysis. And like someone said earlier, there is a very high demand for BA roles. There is never a day that goes by that I don't see a new business analyst role. In fact, on LinkedIn today, whenever I go look at the total jobs that BA roles on LinkedIn, every hour there are at least 6 to 10 new BA roles being posted on LinkedIn. So the demand is really high. But again, do we have the people who can actually carry out the role that are actually qualified to do that? So this used to be me, in my former life, where I was still thinking about what to do, because at some point I knew I didn't want to be in the, in the accounting and finance space anymore. And I was really, this was back in Nigeria. I wasn't really living the best life that I wanted, early hours, late nights, and all of that. And I wanted to really change my life. And I was looking for so many things. I went to take a HR course, project management, supply chain, digital marketing. I was just looking for that thing that I would find that would be like, that would be like my goal, that, okay, I know that this is the path I want to take. And what happened? I found it through business analysis. And today I'm now one of the 8 men to watch in business analysis. So I really like all of us to open up our minds, because we're aspiring BAs, that anything is possible if you really set your mind to it and you put your mind to it. Thank you, Nana and Jane. This can also be you as well. All right. So, a couple of media features and awards that I have, won, and I'll just slide through. Just wanted you to see that visual as well of what a career in business analysis can do for you. Even in my own business today, I've won awards in my business, and that's because I adopt everything that I've learned as a business analyst into my business. And that is why, in just 3 years, my business has, become a multiple 6-figure business, because I apply what I learn and what I understand in business analysis. I do things differently from the average entrepreneur. So the business analysis skill set is so valuable, even when you're working in a job or even when you have a company, right? Okay. Oh, what happened? I think I mistakenly moved my screen. 1 second, please. All right, yeah. This is me on TV. This is me on covers of magazines, winning awards and all of that. And that is all possible through business analysis. So I'd like you to do something this minute. Close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes wherever you are and just visualize what you want for yourself in your business analyst career, wherever you want to be. Visualize yourself in that company where you want to work. You know where you want to work. Visualize yourself in that industry. Visualize yourself on that seat, on that chair, in that role, carrying out business analysis. Please close your eyes for a couple of seconds and visualize. And see it happening. You starting that new job as a business analyst, getting that role. Is there any dream company you want to work with, or companies that you're admiring or you've applied to? See it happening, because your dreams can definitely come through, even in a career path. Fantastic. You're seeing it, you're visualizing it, and it's going to happen. Awesome. I love visualization. It's definitely worked for me. So it's something that I encourage everyone to do. Close your eyes and visualize where you want to be. And then, of course, take action. Now, let's walk through some steps that you can actually take and start implementing today. So we visualize where we want to be. What are some other things that we need to do? We need to have the right mindset, right? Knowing that whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve it, right? For a career transition, it could be pretty scary. It could be really, really scary. However, when you have a strong mindset and self-belief, it sets you apart. You want to audit your journey so far. Where did I start from? Looking at myself today, my name is Nana. Where did I start my career from? I started my career maybe as an admin assistant. I became a manager, whatever I am right now. How did I get there? What are the things that I did so far in my career that were adding value to all the companies I worked at, right? And then you start to build your confidence, build your self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself, you probably won't be able to even deliver value to any company. So believe that you can do it. And of course, have the right tools to help you stay optimistic. Journal about what you want to do or what you want to become, right? I believe in the mindset, and the tactics you should use, with your mindset. Visualize what you want to be, write it down, take the actions that you need. Understand that you're a solution provider. Find ways to solve problems right now, even in your current role. Some things that a lot of people do is that they want to become business analysts. Fantastic. How about in your current role? How can you start improving business processes? How can you start providing solutions to your employer? How can you start driving change, recommending new things that we can do and explore? You start practicing all those things and start getting in the mindset of business analysis. The mindset part is so key, because the truth is, no matter how many training courses you take, online courses, webinars, and all of that, if you don't have the right mindset, you would lack that confidence. So, bring out a notepad and a pen, write down all the things you've done to add value to any company, right? Focus on the things that, are positive. Surround yourself with the right people that can help you, that can guide you, that have done what you want to achieve. Follow them, look at their lifestyle, look at the things they've done. What are some things that they've done that you can emulate in your own life, and start to embody that mindset of business analysis? Surround yourself with the right people, and then you definitely, position yourself, in the right way. Your experience, how can you leverage your experience? A lot of us already have experience, and that experience is not invalid. It is valid. So you need to be confident in your past experience, present experience, that experience is valid, and that your job title does not matter. Your job title doesn't matter. As we could tell, business analysis is not about the job title. It is not the job title. It is about the task that you've carried out. So every experience is valid, because you've also said that yourself, that you've done all those things. So don't discount your experience, right? Because you didn't have the title of business analyst. Don't do that to yourself, right? Leverage the experience you already have. Look at the things you've done that relate to business analysis, and see how you can actually use that to help any employer at all. Sorry, 1 second. Let me fix something on my screen. All right. All right, fantastic. Okay. Now, your knowledge, how can you leverage the knowledge that you have, right? So a lot of us have so much knowledge that we've gained from just going to college, our college educations, bachelor's, master's degrees, courses you've taken, books you've read, webinars you've attended, podcasts you listen to, and your work experience. All this knowledge is relevant. Remember, like we talked about earlier, you can actually use your experience in your domain, healthcare, banking, oil and gas. You can use that experience as well. You can use the experience and knowledge you have in certain tools and technologies as well. So leverage the knowledge you already have in your industry using tools and softwares. You can actually leverage that knowledge. If you're knowledgeable about something, I have a student who recently, got an opportunity to interview with a company because of her experience using Shopify, her experience in e-commerce. Right? So imagine all the knowledge that you have. And these were things she did for herself, for her own Shopify store, for her own e-commerce business. Right? She sells beauty products. So imagine, leveraging that knowledge of the e-commerce industry and using that to move into a company that's focused on environmental energy. Like look at the difference from healthcare and from beauty all the way to environmental energy, right? And that is leveraging the knowledge you already have. Trust me, there's something that you know more than somebody else, right? And the fact that you know something more than somebody else puts you at an advantage, right? And you can become a subject matter expert based on what you already know. Your knowledge in HR, your knowledge in in accounting, in finances, your knowledge in project management, your knowledge in the oil and gas downstream or upstream or whatever, that knowledge can make you a subject matter expert. And that is something that can also help you get into business analysis. So once you have all that knowledge, you're well on your way to having a successful business analyst career path. Now, all you need to do is learn the BA frameworks, learn the techniques, learn the tools, learn the terminology, so that you can actually, position yourself in a way that you now become that go-to expert. Imagine leveraging your knowledge in your industry plus business analysis, you become a go-to expert. So that's what we need to understand when we're trying to build our confidence and get into business analysis, is that the knowledge you already have is still valuable. It's still valuable. All right. Skills. A lot of the skills that you have today, you use them to bring value to work, right? And a lot of those skills, they may be hard skills or soft skills, but a lot of those skills are what you actually need to be successful in business analysis, right? The business analysis role is not rocket science, right? They're basically day-to-day things that you do. And we talked about that earlier. So know the skills you already have that are transferable to the business analysis role. Do a SWOT analysis on yourself. The SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. What are my strengths? What are the things I have right now that would help me to become a competitive candidate when I'm applying for a bureau? What are my strengths, and how can I leverage those strengths so that whenever I'm getting my resume done or I'm speaking at an interview, I focus on those strengths. What are the weaknesses I have, and how can I improve on those weaknesses? Because I always believe that weaknesses can always turn to strengths. What are the opportunities for me based on my strengths, based on my knowledge? Say you're interviewing for a role that is banking based and you're already a banker, you have experience in banking, leverage that, use that, okay? Learn new skills that will quickly set you apart. Now, even though you currently have skills, existing skills, there might be new skills you can learn that you can upskill and get better. And that is something I did and I always do, is learning new skills, because there is no one that knows it all, but you can definitely leverage the skills you have, upskill, and then of course, target specific roles based on the skills that you have. Because a lot of times you probably check the box already just because you feel I didn't have the title of business analyst, so I can't do this. That's not true. Okay. All right. So let's look at some skills that business analysts should have. Now, this was from the IIBA carrying out a survey of business analysts around the world, and we're looking at the hard skills that business analysts have around the world. And the skills that were highly ranked were customer experience, design thinking, the agile mindset, change management, writing user stories, negotiation skills, critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, decision making skills. How many of these skills do you have? How many do you use daily, in your role? And the highest skills were problem solving and critical thinking. To think that these are the hard skills that BAs would use on their job to make sure that they're efficient, to make sure that they have the right competencies. These are hard skills that BAs use every day on their job. And the ones that you already have, probably negotiation skills, critical thinking skills, problem solving, decision making, customer experience, and everything else you can learn as well. So you can leverage the skills you already have and then upskill and learn new skills. Okay. Soft skills that BAs have, based on the survey from BAs all around the world, we have communication skills, creative thinking skills, organizational skills, leadership, emotional intelligence, storytelling, right? So these are the top skills that BAs have around the world with regards to soft skills, right? And we all can agree that a lot of us have great communication skills. We have great creative thinking skills, organizational skills, leadership, emotional intelligence, storytelling, right? So these are soft skills that, you already have some of these soft skills. You can leverage that because that's what an employer wants to actually see in you. They want to see those soft skills and how you showcase those soft skills when you're answering questions, on your resume as well. Okay. Now, one of the skill sets that's, that's now really important as well, if you're looking into the business analysis part, is learning the agile skill set, the agile mindset as well. Well, that's because the agile framework is, gradually growing. There's an increase in the adoption of agile. So if you want to get into the BA space currently, you want to make sure that you have some knowledge of agility. And there's so many ways you can learn about agile approaches as well. A lot of times, some self-study, taking a course and all of that, taking some certifications as well, that would open up your mind to how the agile framework works and how you can actually leverage that skill set. So that's also a skill set that I recommend that you have today, if you're looking to have a career in business analysis. So what are certifications? Certifications are also something you could use to, spark up that career path in business analysis. So there are some times that companies might put on some setting certifications on their job description. Look out for those certifications. See if there's certifications that you can take, and if there are quick wins that you can get, then get them, right? Because, having that might also give you an edge over other competitors, for the role. Get the ones that have the most demand. You don't need to get all the certifications, right? But if there are certifications that are in demand, then I highly advise that you do get those certifications to help you stand out, right? And a lot of times the certifications will help you validate your skills and experience. Where you feel like, oh, my experience isn't very strong, or I don't have a lot of years of experience, a lot of times the certifications might help you to it might help you to stand out, as a business analyst when you're applying for those roles, because, when you already have those certifications, sometimes the employer says, oh, this person has gone ahead to do some professional development. This person, is looking to improve himself or herself. That means that we don't even have to pay to train this person, because this person has gone ahead to do this. And that shows the employer that you're someone who is always continuously developing himself or herself. So that's something that you can leverage right now. And a lot of times you're seen as the go-to experts when you're certified in some specialized certifications. So you can become globally sought after. If there are some certifications that are in high demand, you can become very, sought after, and it gives you a better understanding of the job as well, especially if they are specialized certifications. Okay. Now, with the IIBA has several certifications for business analysis, and based on the 2020 survey, it says that BAs who hold one or more IIBA certifications earn 12% more than the average BA, and then BAs who hold the CBAP, which is the CBAP certified, designation, earn 26% more than non-certified BAs. So let's see what they say about the benefits of certification. While people have, different thoughts around certifications definitely, give you a plus, which are greater fulfillment at work, higher confidence at work, salary increase, promotion, helps to improve performance review ratings, helps in finding a job, and so many others. So definitely consider certifications, especially if they're in high demand and employers are looking out for them. I don't advise just getting any kind of certification. Make sure you're very intentional and strategic about the certifications that you go for. Now, getting mentorship, seeking mentorship is important in your journey. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have the right mentors, people who were able to guide me, learning from their mistakes. And it's definitely a shortcut and easier way. I can't say this, enough. It is definitely a shortcut and easier way, helping me to, to grow quickly, to find success quickly in my career, especially because I didn't have any prior BA knowledge. I didn't know what business analysis was. I was an accountant, studied accounting. I needed to surround myself with the right people who were steps ahead of me to guide me and to lead me. And that is something that's really important. If you want to succeed, surround yourself with the right people. Learn from people who have already done it. You learn from their experiences because they've already made their mistakes. And of course, they would guide you in the right path so you don't make the same mistakes. And that saves you so much time, saves you so much money when you can actually follow someone's lead because they have experienced it before you. So definitely, look for how you can get a mentor, someone to mentor you, someone to coach you, whether it's going to be free or paid, trust me, the benefits totally outweigh whatever you're going to pay for, because you're learning directly from the experience, and it's definitely a shortcut to getting that success. Now, something else that's mostly important in the business analysis field and sustaining your in your career is never stop learning. As a business analyst or aspiring business analyst, you need to open up your mind to learning new things. You can't say, oh, I don't want to learn that thing simply because I'm just tired of learning. There's so many things to learn. Well, if you're someone who doesn't want to learn new things, you can't be successful as a business analyst, because there's things you learn every day. Someone said it's very, it's very dynamic. Someone said something in the chat about BA being interesting, things changing all the time. That's true. It's a very dynamic field. There are new trends, new tools, techniques, methodologies. The company's goals change all the time. Things happen. Imagine with what happened with COVID. Companies that had good business analysts on ground were able to adapt very quickly, when COVID struck. So you want to make sure that you're continuously improving yourself, because you will also get bored as a business analyst, because there's so many perspectives to business analysis that even if you get tired in working in a perspective today, you can choose to move into another: data, BI, cybersecurity, cloud, agile, you name it. You can move into any of those perspectives. So it's never boring at all. It's so interesting. So those are some steps you can start implementing today, right now, to help you, to help you start in your BA career. So now let's look at some tasks that you probably would carry out in an organization if you're working as a business analyst, because that's also important. A lot of people don't really understand, the kind of tasks that you would carry out. So I've grouped them into 5 segments. And the first segment is basically needs assessment, helping the company to assess the needs. We talked about that earlier when we're defining business analysis. Well, as the business analyst, you would help to define the business problem, the business opportunity that we're trying to achieve. You will collect and analyze the data, the information. That's your role as a BA. You will collaborate in development of the project goals, objectives, work with everybody on the project, make sure we're achieving the business goal and objectives. You're basically leading them in the right direction, making sure that we don't fall off the vision that we have. You identify the right stakeholders, determine what is of value to your stakeholders, and find, interesting ways to engage them and work with them. So those are some initial tasks that you would carry out on your role as a BA, especially when you get started on a new project. Okay. Planning. Now, BAs do, plan a lot of planning, and they do a lot of planning with like the project manager and other project team members, or even the people we call like the sponsor of the project, the team leads, and all the people that are vital to that project. We would plan with them. We will create a business case, we'll review it and see, why do we need to carry out this project? What do we stand to gain by carrying out this project? Are we going to be able to increase our customer base? Is it going to help us to increase our profit? Is it going to help our staff to be more productive? Why are we carrying out this project? And then define the strategy that we're going to use in achieving that. We develop like a requirements management plan where we decide all the things that we need to accomplish. We carry out a plan. So we don't just do things, haphazardly. We make sure that there's a plan that we're following. We also look at ways, if we need to make changes, how do we make changes to our requirements? We also set up ways that we can ensure that all the documents that we're preparing are in the right people get to see it. We make sure that we have the right stakeholders have the access to all the documents we create. And we make sure we're setting up metrics and criteria, acceptance criteria, because everything we're doing, we're measuring for success. Everything that we do as BAs, we're measuring for success, because the end goal is to achieve that business goal. Either it's a business need or opportunity. We want to make sure that everything we're doing, we set metrics to success. So those are things that, BAs do, currently on their job. And you probably might be doing this, however, not as a business analyst. So we do a lot of analysis, of course. Our role is business analysis. So analysis is very important in what we do. And we spend a lot of time doing analysis, because when analysis is done right, the project would most likely succeed if we're able to analyze all the variables, all the instances. So we get requirements from our stakeholders, right? We elicit requirements, we analyze these requirements, we decompose them using, techniques that we use as BAs. There's so many techniques that we can't even get started in all the techniques that BAs use. We evaluate the different options that we have for the solution, for the product. We look at what the different capabilities are, how it's going to help us, and if it's the right choice for us, right? We look at all the requirements we've gathered. And of course, once we have evaluated all of this, working with our team members, leading the team on all this analysis work, once we're able to say, okay, these requirements that we have for this project, they've met the business need, they are correct, they're complete, everything is fine, we sign it off and say, okay, fantastic, we have finished our analysis, we are certain that project ABC is what we're going to go ahead with, and we're going to adopt solution XYZ, we're going to use vendor DEF, right? And our goal is that within the next 6 months, we would have accomplished this. So we break down everything, set out all the timelines, make sure that we know who our vendors we're working with, the team members, the timeline that we're going to achieve everything, how many hours it's going to take us to achieve it, how much money we're going to spend, look at the cost and benefit analysis and saying, is it worth it to spend X amount of money to achieve this? And that's why we need BAs, because as a BA, you can actually tell the company, no, it doesn't make sense at this time to spend X amount of money, for this. Or how about we review this next year at this time? That'll be a better time for us to review it. Or how about we look at what we currently have and look at ways to upgrade it instead of buying new technology or buying new solutions or hiring new consultants. So that's where the BA comes in, because we can actually save costs for the business. We can help the business increase their profits. We can help the business strategize on how they can stand out in the industry. So a lot of things that we do, analysis is so important, in what we do, as BAs. We also, do a lot of tracking. We monitor, we update whatever changes that are being made. We update, we update the requirements. We update our stakeholders on what's happening. We communicate with our stakeholders. A lot of our work that we do is communication. As you could see, in our soft skills, communication skills ranks the highest because you're working with so many people. So you need to be able to communicate with them. The good news and the bad news, whatever it is, it's your role to communicate, with them, all the requirements, all the feedback, communicate to everyone through verbal communication in meetings or documents, or through written communication by creating documents. All of that communication skills come in there. And of course, managing change. With every project, there's going to be changes to that project, changes to your requirements. And with every change, people are going to react in different ways. So as the BA, you need to be able to manage the people, manage their reaction to the change, manage changes to the project and all of that. So as you can see, the role of the BA, the people skills really come into play because you're working with so many people. And because of that, you're going to meet people with different communication styles, people with different kinds of attitudes, people with different kinds of beliefs about your project that they feel is going to be a failure. There are people who will tell you straight to your face that it's going to be a failure. Things like that. So you need to know how to monitor, people's behaviors, people's attitudes, how to track all of this, document it, and find ways to communicate with people as well. So those are things that we do, as business analysts. And this is, pretty high level because it can be very granular as well. We evaluate as business analysts, we're currently constantly evaluating things, validating, is this right? Does it make sense? Does it align with our business goals? What if our business goals changes in between the project? Well, we have to change it again. We have to pivot again. So as BAs, we're always evaluating, validating the solution, analyzing the solution that we have, communicating to the relevant stakeholders, making sure we get our stakeholders to actually buy into what that project is, get their sign off on the project. Even when we're done with delivering it, we're constantly evaluating. Okay, now that we've deployed it to our users, are our users happy? Do they like what we've given them? We get their feedback. We create like surveys or we interview them, ask them questions. If they don't like what we've given them or they have some challenges, how can we improve it to make it better for them? So this is who the BA is, and this is what the BA does, at different, stages and different points. So you're always working with people. You're always trying to see ways to, deliver value. Like we talked about in the definition, devising change, defining needs, recommending solutions, determining what is value to your stakeholders. Every time you're looking at the value aspect of things. So this is what, a BA would typically do. And if you're able to stay on top of doing all these things, you would definitely sustain your business analyst career with ease, because now that, you have all that knowledge, you have all the skills, you have all these experience, you probably have all those certifications. When you're now on the job, if you're able to, walk through doing all these things, leading, confidently, because your confidence is so important on the role, then you'll be able to really sustain your business analysis career with ease. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you about becoming a business analyst and sustaining it with ease? Let me know in the chat. Caroline, that's fantastic. Okay. Ima says 7. Ola says 10. Okay. Janet says 7. Fantastic. Fumbi 5. Faith 7. Awesome. 7. Balaji says 12. That's interesting. You've gone way ahead. I don't think a foreign accent plays on your confidence, Angela. That's not true. That's just a mindset block. I've met people, that don't even speak good English. They don't even, English is not their first language, and they're doing fantastic, in different roles. It's all about the skill set and the value you bring to the table. Dupes is 9, Rume, fantastic, 7, Celia, awesome, Grace, fantastic. Of course, you need to expand on the knowledge. There's so much more to learn, but now you've understood what it takes to become a business analyst, understand where you where you can start from with what you have, right? Because it's always best to start with what you have, right? So now you've learned to start from where you are with what you have. You can now upskill and improve on that to make sure it's a 10, from a 7. Okay. Awesome. So right now I will take questions. So start putting your questions in the chat if you have questions. So something I want to leave you with is that business analysis is first a mindset before a skill set, right? It is not a title. It is a mindset. It's a mindset of providing solutions and delivering value. It is a mindset before a skill set. If you have the mindset of providing solutions, if you have a mindset of delivering value, then you are in the right path and you have the business analysis skill set. So that's something I want to leave you with today as an aspiring BA, is that, do I have the mindset of a BA? Am I thinking about value? Am I thinking about providing solutions? If yes, then you're definitely on the right path. Okay. So I will take questions. Put questions in the chat. Happy to answer the questions. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn username is Eno Eka, and my website is enoeka.com. I'll take questions now. Abigail says, why are you so passionate about business analysis? That's a good question, Abigail. I am passionate about business analysis because, apart from the fact that, it changed my life at a point where I wasn't sure what I was going to do with myself and in my career because I just felt stuck. I've come to understand the value of business analysis in every company, right? The fact that, the BA role is applicable in every industry. The fact that with business analysts in any company, right, you can become the best company ever. You can create the best strategies. You can deliver the best products, deliver the best service, right? You can make sure that your employees stay satisfied, your customers stay satisfied because of business analysis. It is such a valuable, role in the business. It is so valuable to the business that I am passionate about it, because I know that no matter where I am, even if I'm going to work in healthcare tomorrow or in government, wherever I am, I can deliver value, right? Being part of, being able to help the company decide what the future is going to look like for them, how they're going to make money or save money, being part of something big, being part of something that is actually solving a problem. So for a lot of us, we don't find fulfillment in our roles because we don't even see, how how the part that we play in the big picture, because maybe what we do is just, doing some spreadsheets here and there or taking calls on the phone, things like that. We don't find fulfillment in that, but being part of something, being part of, something that's changing lives, being part of something that is, that can actually impact thousands of people, hundreds of people, is amazing. I remember one time, I was part of a team that deployed a new solution, right? It was across 5 different financial institutions. And I remember calling in, because I bank with one of the institutions. And I remember calling in to the call center one time, and so I was speaking to, one of the agents, and I said, oh, you guys had a downtime some time. What was that about? He said, oh, well, we were migrating to a new system and all of that. I'm like, so how do you like the new system that you're using right now? And he starts, going on about how work is easier. He loves the new system. He can get things done faster. Customers are happy. He spends less time, resolving customers' issues. That makes me happy, because I'm actually helping people every day on their jobs, helping customers. The domino effect of the work we do as BAs is, it's a long domino effect. So I'm very passionate about it, because I can provide value. I can see what I'm doing. I can see the impact I am making in a company, in my industry. And that's what makes me happy, apart from the fact that it changed my life anyways. And of course, you get well paid for that, but of course you're happy seeing the impact. Victor, can you please touch on competitor analysis? Okay, yeah, for sure. I mean, every company that's in any industry, right? You would definitely have competitors, and you should be looking at what your competitors are doing so that you can stand out, right? So that you can stand out, as a business analyst. You want to be able to stand out, as a company rather. So the role of business analyst is to look at what our competitors are doing, and how can we stand out to our competitors. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. Feel free to fill out the feedback form. I would like to get your feedback. That would be great. And of course, if you want to learn more, that's fine. So we want to see what our competitors are doing, and how we can actually stand out, right? So when you look at your competitors in your space, say you're in the banking space or you're in the manufacturing space, what are they doing, right? Carry out surveys and, see, what do your customers want? What are your competitors doing? A lot of times competitors are open about the new products they're offering, or, or their, strategies. And you can look at what they're doing and say, what are we doing differently? And how can we get ahead of these people, right? In business analysis, we call it benchmarking. A lot of times we look at other companies that are doing the same things that we do, and we try to sort of mimic what they're doing, or even do it better. And we do that through a market analysis. We actually go to the market and ask people questions. Okay, do you bank with this bank? Why do you bank with ABC Bank, right? And learn, oh, well, maybe because, their mobile app, is user-friendly, or, there's this feature on their app whereby I can send money to anywhere in the world, without any transfer fees, things like that. And then you can look at how you can incorporate that as well into your business, right? So when we have competitors, they can also serve as a good way for us to stay on top of our game by learning from them and learning, how we can actually get better. So that's where computer analysis comes in. And of course, there are several techniques that we use as BAs that, I can't, get into, right now. Do you send a meeting summary minutes to everyone after the meeting, even if no invited participants was absent? Well, definitely meetings should have minutes. If you're leading the meeting, you could take minutes as you go. So something that I use in my meetings is OneNote. So as you're having the meeting, you already have the agenda. And if you're using something like OneNote, if you're using the Microsoft Office suite in your company, you can use OneNote and you're taking notes at the same time. So what happens is that every member, team member, or everyone invited to that meeting should have a link to that OneNote, whereby as you're putting down those minutes, they can always go back to those minutes and actually review it. So you don't have to email everyone, but if that's how you do it in your company where you email everyone, that's fine. However, you can use something like OneNote as you're having the meeting, you're taking down notes, everyone can see that you're taking down notes and have access to the minutes of the meeting or the summary as well. I think it's great for us to take minutes of meeting summaries and let everyone have access to it, because even if you were in the meeting, probably, you know, you were distracted or you want to go back to it later. I use minutes of meeting as well, you know, as a requirement document, being that some things that were said in the meeting, I can go back to that meeting minutes and review some things that were said, and of course use that for further work. So I definitely would encourage you to do that. How do you structure your CV if you have little experience as a BA? Like I said before, Adeze, is looking at the experience you already have and the knowledge you already have that relates to business analysis, right? So what do BAs do? We talked about what BAs do. You know, at the beginning, we talked about all the different activities that BAs carry out. So I don't know if you joined us early enough, but if you didn't, you can always watch the recording. So look at all those things that we talked about in the beginning, and then look at your experience. You've been able to do all of those things. Then you want to put those things on your resume. But of course, you want to make sure that you're stating it in a way that anyone will understand that this is business analysis. So I encourage you learning more about business analysis so you understand the terminologies that we use. Like you heard me talk about requirements, you heard me talk about traceability, you heard me talk about stakeholders and all of that. So you want to make sure you're using the right terminologies. But if you already have some experience, even though you say it's little experience, use that, use that on your resume. And then of course, learn, right? Open up yourself to opportunities to work on projects, whether paid or unpaid, so that you can grow your experience as a business analyst. Right, so find ways to start growing your experience as a BA by working on paid or unpaid projects too, if you want to increase your experience. Yeah, so David says an example of a gap analysis you've had to conduct, please. So whenever we're conducting a gap analysis, we're looking at where we are versus where we want to be. And an example of a gap analysis is, for example, we want to implement a new solution. We're currently using one. We want to see, what does the current one do for us? What are the things that we're looking for that we don't have in that current one? And what will the new one do for us? We're looking at the gap between the current state and the future state. What do we have right now with our current process, with our current tool that we use? What are the features in there? What are the functions? And then what are the things that we need to help us to get to where we want to be, based on what kind of tools do we need to get us where we want to be? So for example, if you are currently using if you want me to give you my own personal experience, I could give an experience of a banking system, for example. Right, say I'm working with a bank right now, and I can't mention the names, but I'm working with the bank right now, and we want to upgrade this, we want to change the system. Well, we have reasons why we want to change the system. Why do we want to change the system? Why? Right? We look at the functions that we need that it doesn't have, and we start looking for other tools, right, or other systems that actually have the same functions, right? And then we look at the gaps and saying, okay, these are the things that we currently have and don't have. However, if we adopt this tool, we're going to be able to, get all those missing features. So we look at the gap between where we are versus where we want to be and how we can achieve it. We can achieve it by implementing this new tool or maybe upgrading the current one that we have. So that's a gap analysis. You can do a gap analysis also with your business process. Say, we are a product-based business, and maybe our customers would actually used to come into the store to order goods from us and pick up their goods. Well, if we're trying to create a delivery system, we look at the current system we have. What are the things in our current system that can be removed? Say we implement an online web store, so we take away the fact that customers have to come in, and we implement delivery systems. Maybe we collaborate with some delivery companies whereby they deliver to our customers' homes. So we look at where we want to be, and those are the gaps, and we find ways to close those gaps by implementing whether technology like our web store or working with vendors like our delivery company, right? So that's how you could do a gap analysis. Dora says, will taking a postgraduate degree in logistics or cybersecurity make a difference if I want to transfer from HR to BA? No, A degree in logistics or cybersecurity does not make a difference if you want to become a BA. I don't exactly recommend going all the way to school to spend thousands and thousands of dollars or pounds to get a degree because you want to be a BA. Like we said before, BA is not about your educational degree. It has nothing to do with your degree. So you don't have to, go to school to get a degree in cybersecurity to work as a BA or logistics. If you always wanted to go study that, that's fine, but not because you want to become a BA. If you already have experience in HR, you can be a HR business analyst. Actually, you can actually be a HR business analyst, right? Or if you want to now change your career and you want to move into something else, then that makes sense if you want to go back to school to learn something new, but not because you want to be a BA. I do not advise going back to school because you want to be a BA, because you already have experience. And like we said, you can basically upskill, the current skills you already have. The recording, the OBAPA team would be able to provide the recording as well. Are there any skill similarities between the BA and the PMO? Yeah, definitely, of course. There are lots of skill similarities. They're like sister roles. The project management officer, and the BA or the project manager, they definitely have some, very, very similar responsibilities. In fact, a lot of times you could actually be a hybrid BA and PM. There are a lot of companies where you would find that you could be a hybrid between a BA and a PM, right? Even though I don't like that, but I mean, it happens, right? So what are the similarities, right? We're defining what the business case is. We're creating our plans. We're looking at where we currently are versus where we want to be. We're looking at the vendors we need to work with and all of that, right? However, the major differences between the BA and the PM is that the BA is focused on the solution, the change, the value that we're going to derive from that change. While the PM is focused on the project. How can I deliver this project with the budgets that have been assigned, within the timeline that I need to, deliver this project with the right resources, right? However, the BA is focused on the solution we're delivering. Is it delivering value? Do we need to make any changes? Are we sure that we're going to meet our customers' needs? Am I speaking to the right people? Am I sure I'm meeting my stakeholders' values? So that's where the BA is focused on the solution. The PM is focused on the project rather. So where you have a combination of the two roles, you find yourself, focusing on the solution and the project at the same time, because the project has to be successful, right, for us to actually deliver that solution. But a lot of the skill sets are very similar at all. What document do you use to write requirements? To be honest, the most basic things are your Microsoft Word, your Microsoft Excel, are where you would write your requirements, of course. But of course, there are other tools you could use if you're working in an agile environment. One of the most popular is like Jira. You could use something like Jira to document requirements. You could use Confluence as well, where you already have templates you could use. And there's so many of these, agile project management tools. But the most basic is your basic Microsoft Word and probably Excel as well. What certifications would I recommend? I definitely would recommend the IIBA certifications. For sure, there are 3 levels of certifications: entry level, competency level, and the professional level. Entry level is the ECBA, 0 to 1 year of experience, you get the ECBA. CCBA is 2 to 3 years of experience. You can write the CCBA, and 5 years or more of experience, you could write the CBAP. I would recommend that, the IIBA certifications. But of course, you want to make sure, look at where you are currently. Are those certifications in demand? Will it set you apart? If not, are there other ones that you probably could take? I know in the UK, there's the BCS. I don't know how, how that works. I don't know, I think it's a diploma. I don't know if it's a certification. But, what are employers looking out for? Like I shared earlier, you want to make sure that you're enrolling and getting certifications that are relevant. Okay. Yeah, I mean, business analysis and product ownership are, they're very similar. And as a business analyst, you find yourself moving into product ownership, sometimes without even knowing, because now you're more focused on a product. Say we're trying to deliver a product and we're building a product, right? And a product can be maybe like a mobile app, a new software, a web app. That is a product, and you're taking ownership of that product. That now makes you, the product owner. So it definitely is, a cross path. There's not a lot of friction in moving from a BA to a PO, because at that point you're taking ownership of the product. You're probably working in an agile team, and you have, agile team members. You're probably using maybe a methodology like a framework like Scrum, right? So using something like Scrum, you would have a Scrum master and a Scrum team that are developing that solution for you. As the product owner, you take ownership of the product. Therefore, you're thinking like the customer. You're seeing the end goal of that product. So the fact that, in the next couple of months or in 1 year or 2 years, the end goal of this product is that we would be, the go-to product, the go-to provider for, I don't know, home care delivery services, or beauty or hair care or whatever. So your goal is to think like the customer, make sure that you're delivering what the customer wants. You understand what the customer wants, and you're focused on your product. That's really why, you can move into the PO role as a BA. There's not a lot of friction. If you're already a BA, you can definitely move into the PO role. What's the difference between a BA and a change business analyst? And what do you mean by change business analyst, Melissa? A business analyst is a business analyst. A change manager is a change manager. I don't know what is a change business analyst. Every business analyst is leading change, is driving change. There's no BA that is not driving change with whatever role they're doing, whatever projects they're working on. So there's nothing like a change business analyst. There's a BA and there's a BA. People say so many things in States, but there are change managers, right? So change managers, are, people who have learned the tools and the techniques and the frameworks on how to manage change, the people side of change. Now on the project, we have the project manager, and the project manager is very focused on delivering that project, right? From start to finish. The people that are going to work on the project, the funding and the budgeting for the project, the timeline. But forgetting that, there are actually people that are going to be impacted by that project. So the goal of the change manager is to manage the people side of change. How people adapt to the change. People will resist the change. So how do we make sure that we carry people along, as we're going through that change? So that's what a change manager does. Okay. Ola, yes, you could definitely have the slides. I would send it to your BAPA team as well. You can definitely have access to the slides. That's fine. Any other questions before we call it a wrap? Oh, thank you, everyone. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure speaking with you about business analysis. I hope you were able to visualize with me, about where you want to be. I hope you've been able to learn about how you can use your existing skills. I hope you've been able to gain your confidence on the things you've done that relate to business analysis, and how you can use that to make that transition. I highly advise that, thank you. I highly advise that you continue to improve yourself. It is a career path that requires a lot of continuous improvement. So it is not that, oh, I took this class one time and I'm good. You need to continuously improve yourself. If you feel like you need to learn more, take a course, right? Get a coach, get a mentor, right? Continuously improve yourself, right? Learn more, learn about the new tools, techniques, and methodologies. But remember that the role of the BA is really focused on those skill sets, your creative thinking, organizational skills, your critical thinking skills, your communication skills. Those are really the most important things, because the truth is anyone can learn tools and techniques, but not everyone would be able to work with people and communicate effectively. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I am Bridget. Thank you for the feedback.
Can everyone please, just for 1 minute, 30 seconds, just come off mute and let's give Eno a beautiful, applause, please. I really need this, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eno.
Well done, Eno. Thank you.
Thank you,
Done. Well
Anna.
done. That was amazing.
Eno.
Thank
you.
you
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you. And no, before we all go, this is just really a massive thank you from all of us. I just
All right.
wanted to find out about your courses that you provide, because I know you are a renowned, coach and trainer. I have been on some of your webinars, dropped, in some of your sessions, and I know you are amazing. Just give us a brief synopsis on your training courses that you provide, the cost as well, and the duration for people in Africa or Europe, who wants to embark on it, please. Just very briefly.
All right, sure. So like I shared earlier, I lead coaching and training at the Business Analysis School. I am the founder of Business Analysis School, and we focus on helping professionals just like who want to transition into business analysis.
I know, I'm just going to mute everyone so we can hear you. Sorry, 1 second.
For sure.
Okay, so, all
right.
Good, thank you.
So we focus on helping professionals, get into business analysis, agile project management, product management, whichever, leveraging the existing skills you already have. So everything that I share today are the things that I try to build my coaching around, because I don't believe in discarding the experience you already have. And starting at the entry level, if you already have existing skills and experience, we learn how to leverage those skills and experience. We learn how to build our mindset. The mindset is so important. That's why I emphasize on the mindset. So build our mindsets, learn how to leverage our skills and experiences, learn the business analysis frameworks, methodologies, tools, and techniques from the different perspectives of data, business process, agility, agile, Scrum, process improvement. We learn all about all of that so that you can be well-rounded, and you can be well-rounded in your space. So we definitely have different courses. We have the certification prep course if you want to get certified, into business analysis or Scrum. If you want to join the coaching program, we have the accelerator program, which is a coaching program where you have the business analysis knowledge and frameworks, all the things I talked about, including other certifications like BA, Scrum, Six Sigma as well. And then we also have our thought leadership, which is for people who are currently in senior positions or working as BAs, and trying to move into leadership. And we have the thought leadership program. I put a link in the chat. You can definitely fill that form if you're interested in any of them. And then I will get back to you on any of them that you're interested in.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it. Sure. You can learn more at businessaналysisschool.com. There's so much more information there.
Thank you. Nikki, over to you. Thank you. Thank you, Eno. We're very grateful. We appreciate it.
Sure.
We've learned so much. Even those of us who've been in it for years, it's just really, really nice to just have you, listening to you for a change, and you've really given me new perspective. When you talk about competitor analysis, it came to me that there's something I need to do to put myself even more higher than where I am. So it's always good to just keep learning, as you said, continuous improvement. You and I were always, I think you sleep with me and I sleep with you. You always say, are you not sleeping? It's 3 a.m. in the UK. Learning. It is a great job, but it's also about developing yourself continuously, regardless of what levels you are.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So I might be coming to you for training soon.
Okay.
Nikki, over to you now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Eno. Thank you for the training. It was really insightful, and it was very informative as well. And congratulations on your achievement. Yeah.
Thank you.
On behalf of the audience, we've already said thank you to you. Thank you to everyone for joining this session. Any lady who will be interested in joining the Opaba networking platform could please check the link. I think the link has been sent to the chat. Or if you want to send a text message, I would send a number right now to the chat. You can send a message if you want to join the group. I think I've just sent it to everyone. So you could, you could join the group, the Okaba networking platform, to all ladies who are really interested in
Sorry,
it.
Nikki, for interrupting you. There are some men in the house. They've been isolated.
No, the networking is actually for ladies, but I guess we could ask permission.
So, let me help you out there. Sorry. So the platform, the ladies platform, we've set it up so that we can talk about that. We call something non-functional requirements of life, that supports women, women with every woman related issue. So we have those discussions on the platform to support women who are not in a professional field who wants to get in, the professionals who want support them, women who are happy not being in a professional field, so they have a lot of lessons to educate us, the professional ones. We all learn from each other, and those things we really don't want men to hear it. Yeah, it's to create value in our homes, in our communities.
Yeah, I know, it's okay.
But what we then tend to do, though, because we are an equal opportunity platform, we do invite, when we have, learning sessions, we open it up to everybody. There's no age restriction. There's no, gender discrimination or anything. We open it up to everyone. Yeah. So we can all learn.
You're doing greatly. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nikki, sorry, over to you. So to everyone, the sessions come to an end now. Eno is on the Obapa platform. Any woman who joins and needs any session, we're giving training, interview training now. We've got some good news coming through, people securing jobs. Eno is an amazing contributor to us. We've got other professionals, IT agilists as well. We've got social health professionals. There's all sorts of professional women on the platform. So if you join, introduce your name and take part in the event. Even if it's not, even in the discussions, even if it's not education related, just say something, because that's the only way we get to know you and hear you. So if you need any support, we can all jump on board and help you. Thank you, Nikki. And thank you all once again. Have a lovely evening. Eno, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eno.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.